What's going on, guys? The revenge tour officially begins in the playoffs as the Steelers take on the Jacksonville Jaguars in Pittsburgh in the divisional round.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, as you guys know, the Jaguars defeated the Buffalo Bills 10-3
In a hard-fought matchup.
to advance to this game. And, of course, the Steelers are coming off of a first-round bye, obviously, as you guys know. This should make for a very exciting, intriguing, interesting matchup.
Intense matchup.
Basically a revenge game from Week 5, because we all know what Jacksonville did to us Week 5. We basically got blown out 30-9, been through 5 interceptions.
At home, too.
Jaguars just killed us.
Yep.
Absolutely. But see, if you think about it, this is also a rematch from a decade ago when they defeated us in the playoffs back in 2008. I believe the score was 31-29. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
We made a comeback, but
we just couldn't fully complete the comeback.
Right. We lost 31-29. But still, either way, it's like you said, the revenge tour begins this Sunday, man. It's gonna be very interesting, very exciting, very tough. You know.
Definitely is, man. No doubt about it.
So, I mean, you know, the Jaguars, we all know what the Jaguars are about. Their defense.
Perhaps probably the best in the NFL. Absolutely.
Yeah. And, you know, their offense, I mean, it's okay.
It's got its positives, but it's mainly got negatives.
Right. And I want to talk about the Jaguars offense first. The Jaguars offense, you know, it has... Well, first of all, this entire Jags team is honestly, in my opinion, this entire Jags team is not the same Jags team from Week 5.
No,
I mean,
definitely not.
Defensively, it still is. But
offensive, I mean, even in week 5, the offense really didn't do anything besides Leonard Fournette.
Right, exactly. Their rushing game really basically won them for the offense.
Yeah, they basically just torched our defense.
Well, their defense won in the game, but their rushing offense really sealed it.
Basically.
But their passing offense, I mean,
it's nothing. Especially with Allen Robinson now. You know, he's back out. You know, he was out for the rest of the season back in Week 1.
Right.
I feel like if Robinson was active this entire season, I think the offense would actually be a whole lot better.
I agree. But the thing is, Bortles just sucks.
He's not good. Like 2 years ago, you know, all thinking like this, like Jaguars have always had trouble trying to find a franchise quarterback, and this guy could very well be it. But ever since that season, he just downgraded badly.
Exactly. And, you know, with the weapons he has around him, and Leonard Fournette, D.D. Westbrook, Marquise Lee,
Mercedes Lewis,
Cole, like you remember his first name.
I think it was Keenan Cole. Like, he's got nice targets.
Yeah, he's got great talent revolved around him.
He just can't throw the ball correctly. He misdirects the throws. He overthrows it, underthrows it. Like, he's not good at throwing the ball.
Yeah, like he made simple throws last week. He missed like throws that fucking Landry Jones can make.
Basically, Tim Tebow can make it. Tim Tebow could not throw for shit.
Yeah, so I mean, Bortles just sucks, and I'm not worried about him whatsoever. Especially
and that is something our defense has to take advantage of.
Yeah.
If he overthrows it, some defensive backs got to be there. If he underthrows it, they just got to get there.
Exactly.
They got to get the Bortles. They got to take advantage of these opportunities.
Exactly. Take advantage of his mistakes.
Absolutely.
And, you know, honestly, I'm not really worried about Bortles whatsoever. I'm somewhat worried about their rushing offense, but the thing is their rushing offense hasn't really been as effective as it should be and as it used to be for weeks. And that goes for their entire offense. I mean, Fournette's still a very good running back, you know, really good rookie.
And injuries have struck him. Yeah. And I still think he's a beast-ass running back. I still think he's, you know, going to be a beast for Jacksonville in the near future like he already is.
Yeah.
But it's just that he has not been a consistent running back like he was back in Week 5. Ever since that, he hasn't really done anything major, really. He's had some nice games, but he hasn't done anything major.
Right, and the reason why I'm a little worried about their rushing game is because our rushing defense, I mean, it's okay, but it does, you know, we do allow a lot of yardage. We miss a lot of tackles, especially with the absence of Shazier. That has hurt us ever since that.
You got to think, back in Week 5, Shazier did have a nice game. He had a pick. I think he actually had a forced fumble, I can't remember.
Right. And
he had a very nice game. And with Shazier obviously out for the rest of the season and not playing in this game,
yeah,
it's definitely going to affect us like it already has.
Yeah, and his absence since that Bengals game when he got injured, it has affected us.
It definitely has.
This rushing defense has slimmed down. We missed a lot of tackles. We allowed a lot of yardage, allowed some big holes, big gains. So we got.
You know, Sean Spence has been improving and, you know, definitely, you know, helping his team.
Right. But you know,
he's obviously no shades here. Yeah, neither is Vince Williams. But Vince Williams has been our best inside linebacker since.
Yeah, and honestly, in my opinion, I'm not worried about Bortles, and if we can stop the rushing game, which I think we can. Really, all we got to worry about is that Jags defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, basically.
That's really all we got to worry about.
Another thing I want to key on Bortles, like, he is very good at running with the ball. He really is. Like,
right.
Saw that game against Buffalo. He actually had more rushing yards than passing yards. He is very good at running the ball, and that's something that I will say we do have to watch out for it because with him running with the ball, that does actually cause the offense of Jacksonville to, continue and move on. Try to get a touchdown or at least a field goal.
Right, drive down.
That is something that we have to watch out for.
Right, and honestly, we could use maybe Spence or Williams or maybe even Watt to be like a quarterback spy or something.
Exactly, that's something that we need to do because that's something Buffalo did not do and it ended up costing them the game mainly.
Exactly, because if you look at our secondary, we have a really good secondary, especially with Hayden back and everything.
Exactly.
So Hilton's looking very good, Burns is looking good, Davis is looking good, Mitchell's
Mitchell, but he's okay, but I still don't like him.
But still, this secondary is very good.
Yeah.
And I feel like our secondary is going to have a good game, coverage-wise, limiting Bortles.
Right.
So I think that opens up Bortles to run the ball a lot more.
Yeah, so we're going to have to definitely watch out for that. I will say that about Bortles.
Yeah, and that's another thing that worries me about the rushing game. But like I said, if we can just stop the rushing game, really the only thing we got to worry about is that Jags defense.
No, let's talk about that Jags defense.
And that Jags defense, we all know what the hell they did to us in Week 5. They absolutely murdered us.
Big Ben threw 5 interceptions. That was at home.
Two of them pick sixes.
Absolutely.
So, this Jags defense is definitely one of the best in the league, probably the best in the league.
It's got the number 1 pass defense, but there obviously is a weakening point in every great defense, and most of that is mainly the rush defense.
Right. But the thing is, they still have a very good defensive line, still have a very good pass rush. Saxonville is what they like to call it. They were second in sacks, obviously behind us. But still, they are a very, scary, very good, threatening defense.
Yes, they are.
And I'll admit, I wanted Jacksonville for this game. I wanted this game. I wanted revenge on Jacksonville and on that Jags defense. And their defense scares me a little bit. It does.
I'm not going to lie. It does too.
But the thing is, I am very confident. I'll tell you why. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm not saying that if our offense, was as hot as it is right now, if our offense was, hot in Week 5, we would have done better, which we probably would have. But still, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we would have won the game if our offense was, how it is now in Week 5.
Right.
But in Week 5, this offense was like
inconsistent. It wasn't clicking. Bell wasn't playing out of his mind. Brown's Brown. He usually plays very good almost every game.
Ben was inconsistent.
Like he was causing turnovers almost every game.
Ben was inconsistent. Bryant was non-existent. Juju wasn't making an impact yet. Brown was still doing Brown things. Bell was doing real good, but this offense has been very hot the past few weeks, and this Jags defense is going to be facing a very hot Steelers offense. Ben is looking, Ben-ish.
Yeah, ever since that game, Big Ben put up probably the best numbers by any quarterback since that week, perhaps.
Ben being Ben, basically.
Yeah, basically.
And Bell, Bell's Bell.
Yeah.
He's great in the rushing game, fantastic in the receiving game, which I think we will utilize him in both.
And
why the hell would we not?
That's something we have to do. We have to utilize a rushing game because the biggest weakening point in that Jags defense is their rushing defense.
Exactly. Their rushing defense.
It has shown. Like, back in Week 4, I want to bring this up. Back in Week 4 when they faced the Jets, when they lost to the Jets, 2 of the Jets' backups, Powell and McGuire, absolutely torched that defense. Like, Powell had 163 rushing yards on 21 carries, and McGuire had 10 carries for 93 yards. They absolutely, 2 backups of the Jets absolutely torched
and shredded that rushing defense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that same week, when the Steelers faced the Ravens, we utilized the rushing game a lot. We gave the ball to Bell 35 times. He had a hell of a game in that game.
Right.
But the next week, obviously, when we faced Jacksonville, we didn't utilize the rushing game whatsoever.
Which at the time, they were one of the worst rushing defenses in the league.
Absolutely. I think they still are, but their rush defense has improved, but it's still the biggest weakening point.
Right.
But in that Jags game, we only gave the ball to Bell 15 times.
And another thing about this game is that it reminds me of last year when we faced the Dolphins. Because when we faced the Dolphins in regular season, we barely gave Bell the ball when the Dolphins' rushing defense was probably the worst in the league. And then in the playoffs, we beat them at home.
Right, exactly.
And history has a tendency of repeating itself. So we could see something like that this year with the Jags. Now, I'm not saying the Jags are like the Dolphins. I find that to be a little bit disrespectful to them because they are a lot better than the Dolphins.
Oh, absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
But I'm just saying,
But in this game, we have to utilize a rushing offense. I think what this offense mainly has to do is run the ball.
Yeah.
If Bell gets tired, bring in Stephen Ridley. 2 weeks ago against the Browns, he had an epic game. Granted, it was against the Browns, but even through multiple, throughout the past couple of years, Ridley went from team to team, and he still showed he can still run with the ball.
Right.
He can still go.
Exactly.
So if Bell gets tired, give it to Ridley. I would say give it to Connor, but Connor sadly got injured. He's out for the rest of the season.
Right.
But Ridley has shown he can be a very good backup for us.
Yeah, so basically just establish a running game and utilize the running game a lot.
Exactly.
And early.
Exactly.
And I think that's what we got to do. But here's the thing. This entire offense has been on fire. It has been so hot the past 2 weeks. We can utilize a passing game.
Absolutely.
Because,
we just got to watch out for the two corners, A.J. Boye and Jalen Ramsey.
And
even the safeties,
and
Deshaun Gibson.
And that's the thing.
And Barry Church.
That's the thing. I think this is where Juju comes into play because he's in the slot. He's a major mismatch because Boye and Ramsey are going to be covering Brown and Bryant. Juju's going to be in the slot. That's going to be a major mismatch. I can see Juju having another game here.
And mainly Barry Church or Colvin. I can't remember. I think it's Aaron Colvin of the Jags.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's okay, but he's not really that big of a corner. And Juju, he's definitely a mismatch in the slot, even on the outside too.
Exactly.
So, like you said, with Brown and Bryant most likely being covered by Boye and Ramsey, perhaps the two of the best corners in the league, that leaves Juju, definitely an ultimate weapon for this passing offense.
Exactly. And another person I think we got to utilize. Or another position is the tight ends, especially Vance McDonald, who has really surprised me the past few weeks.
Yeah, he's actually been mixing in with the offense very well.
And I think if we can, get him going early, I think this passing offense could have a decent game.
Absolutely.
Because here's the thing, this offense is not, this offense has been on fire since the Titans game, Thursday Night Football. And ever since that, they've just been, the Steelers offense that we all expected. Mm-hmm. Ben being Ben, Bell playing out of his mind, AB playing like MVP candidate.
And AB will be back in this game. He will be 100% in this game. So that's definitely something
which is huge for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to bet. AB's going to want to try to get the ball.
Exactly. And, of course,
Ben's going to want to try to throw the ball to him.
And that's the thing, though. In Week 5, Ben was really forcing the ball to Bryant. Or Brown.
To Brown, because Brown was inconsistent. Juju wasn't, being the big monstrous receiver he was at the time.
Receivers weren't stepping up, but now they are. Bryant's looking very good right now. Juju's playing out of his mind. He's looking like a rookie of the year, which, honestly, he should be a top 3 candidate.
I don't understand why he's not a candidate. He led all receivers in yards, touchdowns, and 40-plus yard plays with 6.
So, I mean, seriously, he got snubbed when it comes to. I think he really got snubbed when it comes to Rookie of the Year. Now, I don't think he will be Rookie of the Year, but I think he should at least be in consideration. Which, honestly, from what I've seen, he's not. Which I don't know why.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. Juju is an absolute monster. He's a beast. I think he could be a major factor in this game.
Dude, he was 80 yards away from reaching 1,000 receiving yards. Now, he still got over 1,000 all-purpose yards, but still, 80 receptions away or 80 yards away from 1,000 receiving yards for a rookie?
Exactly. It's especially for a guy his age. He came into the league at 20.
Exactly.
Now he's 21. He's the youngest player in the NFL.
Especially after a slow start.
Exactly.
It's crazy, dude. So, honestly,
unbelievable.
I think Juju's going to be, a big factor in this game.
Right. I can definitely see it, man.
But, I mean, this offense, I'm very confident with this offense. I mean, Ben's been playing phenomenal. Bell's looking fucking freakish. AB's playing out of his mind. Bryant's looking good right now.
Tight ends are stepping up. Juju's just playing freaking absolutely amazing.
This offense, can definitely go up against his defense.
Absolutely.
And I'm very confident in this game, offensively and defensively.
I definitely am, especially defensively, because I think this defense can, they got to get the Bortles. They got to try to cause some turnovers.
I agree.
Especially with how Bortles has been playing.
Especially with our pass rush. Get the Bortles, stop the run, and really all you got to worry about is that defense. And with the way our offense has been playing, I'm very confident.
I am too, man.
I am I can't even express right now.
Exactly.
So, I'm very confident with this game. This defense is looking very good, especially with Hayden back. Really all we got to do is stop the run because I don't see Bortles doing anything in this game.
Not too much of Fournette either. I mean, to me.
Yeah, we're not underestimating the Jags at all. We're not. I think the Jags will bring a challenge. I think this game will be close. I do. And we're just saying, we're very confident.
Oh, absolutely, man.
I'm just looking at it from a realistic standpoint.
No, we're going to want revenge from obviously 10 years ago and from Week 5.
Exactly.
We're going to want to try to get to the AFC title. We're going to try because most likely Patriots are going to be defeating Tennessee and going to the AFC Championship game.
Right.
Unless somehow Tennessee can pull off perhaps the biggest upset of the century.
Yeah.
But I don't really see it happening.
I doubt it, but this has been the most wildest, most unpredictable, most strange NFL season in a long time.
Yep.
So anything could happen.
But you gotta bet, most likely Patriots are going to AFC Championship game. You gotta bet Steelers are gonna want to get revenge on the Jaguars, then go to AFC Championship game in Lambeau.
Exactly, man.
And not Lambeau, my bad. Gillette Stadium. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, the revenge tour starts this Sunday, man. Steelers versus Jags should be a damn good, exciting, intriguing game. I can't fucking wait. I'm very confident. I'm not going to say that we will win. I am very confident. Obviously, we hope we win. But I am very confident. This offense is looking very good. And honestly, I think this offense can go up against any defense at this point. This offense is just looking very fucking hot.
Absolutely.
And this defense is, looking very good as well. So, another thing about the defense is don't allow too many big plays like you did against the Browns. Limit the mistakes, limit the penalties, and just really stop the run and focus on that defense. Really.
Yep.
That's really the main goals of this game, man. But anyway, guys, give us your thoughts in the comments below. Very excited, very intrigued. I can't fucking wait. Playoff time is here, baby, man. And the revenge tour starts this Sunday. Holy shit, man. Let's get ready.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!